Welcome to After Dark at the Fixed Ops Roundtable, featuring Katrina Ness, Vanessa Collins, and Ted Ings. This episode is brought to you by BG Products, partners beyond products. And now for your hosts, Ted Ings, Vanessa Collins, and Katrina Ness.
Good evening, everyone. Happy Monday, and welcome back to the Fixed Ops Roundtable's After Dark show. Tonight, we have a very special guest and friendly face, Rebecca Chernek. Welcome.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here. Definitely. Thank you.
Good to have you.
Look at that. And I guess we're back live again tonight, Vanessa, right?
Yes. I hope that you all had a great Thanksgiving with your loved ones. But yeah, it's so great to be back.
And Becky, look, Christine Farnan is here tonight. Jamie Alexander is here. Tony is here. Sarah Vantine. Speaking of time travelers, Sarah, welcome.
I'm so excited to be here tonight.
You look like you're dressed like for the, I don't know, the 50s or?
Yeah, you know, we're going on a road trip coming up January 20th through the 23rd. So I'm looking forward to that.
We're going on a road trip, everybody. The next Fixed Ops Roundtable is taking us to Route 66, and we are looking at Tully Williams in the Denver airport. Welcome, Tully. Tully, you ready for Route 66? Do a little time travel, okay? And David Lucas is here as well, our good friend from Australia.
Wow.
And did everybody have a good Thanksgiving?
Yeah.
Very
I know
good.
I did. I had a great Thanksgiving. Probably had too much of that apple pie and pumpkin pie and turkey and stuffing and potatoes and everything else, but it was great.
Jeff Williams is here. Becky has a beautiful picture you posted on social media, your dining room. You do that every year, and you always outdo yourself.
Well, yeah, and unfortunately, we were missing actually two folks that couldn't make it. But normally, it's a bigger spread, and I really enjoy Thanksgiving. That's kind of one of my favorite treats of the year.
Vanessa, where is Brooke Engelhardt? Is she back at school now, or what?
Yes, she's back at school. I think she got back yesterday. Like most people got back Sunday. So yeah, she's doing great.
All right. Well, great to have. And Vanessa, you're in the MBA program, and you're there till the springtime sometime?
Yes. So I'm in the BBA MBA program. So I'm currently in my fourth year pursuing my master's, and we graduate the end of July, beginning of August-ish. So yeah, we're here for the summer, which should be exciting.
All right. Well, congratulations to you. Coralie, we want to hear about the big service advisor training you've been putting on. Want to get some feedback. We've got to have you on the show, Coralie. Let's talk about it here on the show with you. So Becky, a lot going on in your world.
A lot happening, a lot of really great positive things taking place. Yes.
All right. So I think the last time we met was at Northwood, and Vanessa and Sarah were there, and you were part of those big panels on the stage. That was pretty exciting to be up there and be involved with all that. I know I was excited.
No, it was great. I really enjoyed hearing from the folks in the industry, right? And, what matters, so to students, to coming into the industry and the automotive industry and, what to expect and how we can do a better job, frankly, in helping them to manage that career in whatever that they pursue in the automotive industry. It was fantastic.
Sarah, you and I were on stage. There were only 16 people with us on those four panels. So Becky was one of those people. And Sarah, that was quite a selection process. And it was really an honor to do those panels with you.
Oh my gosh. Just the horsepower that we had on that stage, and Becky was right there in the thick of it, dead center. And she just, all of the things that she was talking about. And F&I, Becky, this is such a relevant current conversation. And the entire panel, you were talking about some really incredible points. And I know you had mentioned some things, up there with Brian Kramer. It was such a fantastic opportunity.
Well, here's the thing. I've got to tell you, I absolutely adore Brian Kramer. And Brian and I just come from the same cloth. We just do. I mean, he gets it. He completely gets it. You know, with his experience with the AutoNation group and mine as well, we connected the dots earlier on, and he understands the idea of synergy and customer-centric approaches. And we dialed in many years back, and I got to tell you, I so appreciated the fact that he could take a time during COVID, which was a tough time for a lot of folks trying to figure things out. But he was able to take that COVID time and be able to digitalize his entire workflow. I would think only 2% here in the United States still today are able to do just the thing. And he disrupted the entire dealership in putting that together. But at the end of the day, he ended up not only creating a more efficient process, but he also maximized profits from the front end to the back end. We got to give him credit there. So he's my hero. He really is my hero.
Vanessa, we have to give credit to Rebecca Chernek also, because she has an uncanny ability to see things before they happen and have a lot of vision, I'll call it, and say, you know, this is something we should try or something we should do. And she's typically many months, 6 months ahead of what the rest of the industry is. But you know what? Time proves her to be correct, okay? And she's made some wonderful discoveries along the way. And Rebecca, I know you wanted to tell us that you're going back to your roots. Tell Vanessa and us a little bit about that tonight, and what you have in store for 2025.
So for for those viewers, dealers, or who's ever attending, I don't know if, hey, Tony, is that Tony? I can't see. I'm so sorry. It looked like Tony. Anyway, so
I think it's Trevor. He looks.
Sorry, Trevor.
Trevor, welcome. Trevor, by the way, if you're coming up next week on Thursday and Friday morning at Beaux-Arts in St. Augustine, I know Maureen is coming. So
sorry about that, Trevor. I got to put my glasses on. I'll let Ted read from now on.
I'll call out the names. So you're going back to your roots.
Yeah. So here's the thing. I've been involved. There's Tony. I've been involved in automotive retail my entire career, and I have helped dealers to massively improve their performance, not only on the front end but also on the back end. And it's been a fun time, and so that's where I'm at. That's where I'm at in my career. I'm here to work with dealers to be able to help them. And I think this couldn't be a better time, a pivotal time, if you will, in the automotive industry to be able to get back to the grind, right? Let's put some of those basics back in place. Let's put some of those F&I fundamentals back where they belong to be able to help dealers to streamline those processes, taking some of that technology, as I talked about before with Brian Kramer, utilizing that technology to be able to be much more efficient and to maximize that profit. That's what I'm all about. I'm here to support a dealer, to work with them, to help them manage or to help them guide their sales process from the time the customer lands on the dealership website to finalizing that transaction in the F&I office. And you know what, guys? I couldn't be more excited. I'm like super thrilled.
Sarah, Becky talked about years ago getting the F&I manager out of the F&I office to do an early introduction with the customer. And she was so far ahead of the industry. And now people are talking about that today like it's something new. Larry Sherman in California, Becky also said to keep your eyes on the Buffalo Bills this year. And sorry about last night for the 49ers in Orchard Park, Larry. So
I will do that. I will certainly do that. But, it's kind of funny, right? So years back, I'm dating myself, guys. I've been around for a while. And 20 years ago, when we implemented menu selling for the first time in the AutoNation stores, mega stores, everyone and their mother said to me, Becky, don't do this. Don't do it. This is like the bad decision. Go back in the box. Well, you can't be upfront and still be profitable. And so we ended up, and I've done that a lot in my career. I have ended up proving folks wrong. And, I kind of enjoyed that. But like Ted said, forward thinking, I don't know. I embrace the idea. And it just was like making sense to me. Why are we banging our heads against the wall and having these marathon closes if we don't have to? Let's not do that. And come to find out, it carried my career for, as an F&I consultant for 20 years. Now, all of a sudden, we have everybody and their mother, who's talking about, hey, I've got something special for you. So, yeah, I think we paved the way for this. And we did our due diligence when it comes to really taking the nation by storm.
And Becky, you also talk about something that you say is a blind spot in a lot of dealership operations, which is structuring incremental business. Can you share a little bit more about that strategy that you're implementing?
Well, Sarah, like you, in automotive retail, sometimes some of the guys, we just get blindsided. We get complacent, right? We end up forgetting about what got us there in the first place. And so one of the things that I will say is that, going to some of the stores, I realized, with this COVID thing, right? Some of the guys are coming from the hangover. They didn't have to take in consideration every deal, every transaction mattered. And now every deal matters. So what that means is, let's slow it down a pitch or two. Let's make sure we have our processes in place that we can secure that credit criteria earlier on. And when we're able to do that, we're able to not only land the customer on the right vehicle that they belong in the first time around, but we're here to maximize that profit. That's what I'm talking about. How important it is to utilize this technology to be able to identify customer earlier on as it pertains to not only ID verification, but also to master their credit criteria.
Vanessa, there's been a lot of talk in automotive news about AI now involved in the F&I, the finance and insurance process.
Yeah.
Becky, I don't know if you have any feelings on that, but they're talking about machine learning and AI, and maybe we should take it slower. And I mean, it's already worked its way into F&I at the bank and captive lending side.
Well, Vanessa, it certainly has. And I think it's a really cool topic for the guys at Northwood University. And I would suggest that you tap into that and really get to understand it better, because AI is happening on the lender space. And so that means dealers. And so this is something that I really stress for our dealers, is to make sure that we know our lenders and how they buy and their deal structure, guidelines, et cetera. But also how many of those deals could likely get picked up with a lender that may do more on an AI decision making process, as opposed to traditional lending decision lending. So it is important that we know who does what where. This is one of my frustrations that I have with, sorry guys, part of my frustration is with some of the desk managers, in that they don't know their lenders. We're submitting to lenders haphazardly. We on a prayer and a whim, hoping somebody's going to pick up something. We don't understand the cost of sale and how much that's impacting sales, deliveries, and profit. We have to understand how our lenders buy.
And Becky, it's becoming even more critical now, because we're seeing the cost of vehicles, they're increasing. The technology to service and maintain the vehicles is increasing. And Ted, we were just talking about how the parts are increasing. The cost of the parts in service is increasing. So, I mean, all of these factors are so important today in the F&I process.
And it was Becky who said that F&I and fixed ops go together. Okay. I mean, this was not exactly like the most popular topic, Becky, 5, 6, 7 years ago. And you saw it early. And when we were going to do talking about a fixed ops roundtable, which you were pushing for an event of some sort, right? And we decided fixed ops. Marco agreed, and he said no. He said, Becky, by all means, F&I is involved with service and parts. I don't know if you want to talk about that, but it's today. It's the way of the world.
Yeah. So what was interesting was, after I ended up convincing Ted to have his Fixed Ops Roundtable in New York, and I'm like, do it at your office, do it there. That would be fantastic. And so, I was also invited to attend the Agent Summit, and it was Agent Summit's great.
What is Agent Summit for people who don't know?
The Agent Summit is where the F&I management technology offers their Agent Summit, where the agents are getting together and they're going over, just some of the what's new in the industry trends and that sort of stuff. They'll go over what's happening there and how we can better impact our dealers. And don't get me wrong, it's a great event, but I'm like, let me do something different. How can I differentiate myself from the rest? And I'm always, looking for how can we be different? What we can do to help a dealer to maximize their performance, their customer relationship, customer satisfaction. And so I'm like, Ted, here's the thing. We have to go ahead and bridge the gap between F&I and that service department. I'm going to be the person. I'm coming to your event because I think so strong about the benefit of tying the two together and how important that is. And that's how I got there, Ted. And
Becky,
why?
you were the first one I know to do lives on Facebook also.
I made some mistakes along the way. It's funny because I made a lot of mistakes along the way. I'm thinking to myself, why would I make all these mistakes? But Ted was like, yeah, just go for it. Just go for it. Just go in there. I'm like, well, why don't you do it, Ted? Because I'm paying attention. I'm watching. And as it turned out, you've done a terrific job observing what not to do.
Well, I know you and I did that. You and I did our first live together in Los Angeles from the rooftop of the Waldorf Astoria. I have a picture of that I'm going to show if that's okay. Yeah. And we went live, Vanessa, in 2019, Becky?
Yeah, we did. And
Oh my goodness.
So here we are. It's early spring. I think it's March, like the end of March, right? And there we are on the rooftop, Sarah, at the Waldorf Astoria overlooking Century City behind us, Century City Towers. There's the Peninsula Hotel behind us back there. And we're on the rooftop, Becky. And that was a pretty swanky place to be.
That was a very swanky place to be.
Live.
We had so much fun over the past 2 days there. You were also, doing your
we did the tips of the day. Yeah, you came. Right? You came for the video shoot. Yeah.
That's what I did. Yeah, and you had all sorts of stuff. Remember the phone, the boxing gloves,
the red phone. Yeah, and the boxing gloves.
It was terrific. And that restaurant was the die for. What Indian food? I don't know what it was.
Sarah, there was a Thai restaurant in Los Angeles, which is really authentic. And I took the first thing from the airport. We went to the Thai restaurant, right?
Oh man, that sounds amazing.
Yeah. It was amazing. It was a lot of fun. Really good. It was a terrific time.
And that's maybe 2 months before the first Fixed Ops Roundtable. I don't even think we knew we were going to do that yet.
No, I don't know. We talked about it. And I remember meeting you in the breakfast area the following day. And I sat down with you and I'm like, hey, Ted, you really need to think about it. I didn't know whether or not it was getting through or not, but I was constantly bringing it up. And I'm like, you really do need to do that. And you need to have your photo or be a part of that video somehow. But it all turns out for the best, doesn't it?
Vanessa, I was worried nobody would show up.
And look at us now.
That's true.
I'd like to tell you. I mean, he's done a terrific job. Ted has done a very good job, and I'm happy it came together for you guys. Yay!
And Vanessa, I invited Brian Benstock to that very first one. Okay.
Really?
And he turned me down. He said, no, I can't, I'm not going to come to this one. He said, I respectfully declined, Sarah. I remember him saying that, but no more.
Yes.
So.
And I remember Brian speaking at Fixed Ops Roundtable number 5. We didn't have the themes quite yet. They were still numbers, numeric.
Number 4. That was the theme.
Oh, it was number 4. That's right. Oh my gosh. See, I mean, but here we are. Where are we on now? 26? 20.
This will be 27.
27. Yeah. That's right.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's like we were just at 25. Crazy. But that's awesome. And it's so great, Rebecca, that you've been here since, the beginning, and that you're still here supporting, coming on the show. That's amazing. And to attest that you see things in advance, you with the live videos and live streaming, that's awesome. So props to you as well.
Well, I appreciate that. You took a chance out there at the time. It was like anybody's guess as to what will happen. And believe me, I got to tell you, I got one viral a couple times. And I'm like, I really didn't want that to go viral. I was hoping people might forget. And then some folks liked it so much they wanted to put it out there, and I'm like, I can't stand this. This is not what I had in mind. But you live and learn. And one of the things about me, I do have a good sense of humor. Been in the car business like forever. You better have a good sense of humor.
Sure.
Becky, I want to ask you. I heard that you may be having a boot camp for F&I coming up at some point in the near future. And there's also an F&I fundamentals handbook that you're working on. I don't know if you're ready to share any of that information, but I think those would instantly catch wildfire if you put them out there.
So thank you. Thank you, Ted. So, going back into the F&I fundamental book, it was, I put together this workshop for NCM Institute, and I thought, maybe it would make a good handbook, workbook for F&I folks throughout the USA and Canada, and really kind of help to embrace, what we need to get back to the basics. We need to get back to the basics. What makes us strong, our good foundation, right? And as I was going through this book, I made some changes along the way. Of course, I updated some ideas and strategies, but I kept a lot of the fundamentals. But it also made me realize, the years of experience that I've had over the years, and the folks that I've had the chance to work with and help grow and impact positively their careers. And that's like why we do what we do, right? That's what makes us who we are. What's your purpose in life? So for me, it has always been to help others grow, to help them in that career. I think for me, as someone in the industry, I am always grateful for the opportunity that I've had working with dealers, and having the opportunity, growing up as an F&I manager, to becoming a director of finance, to becoming a general manager, to be able to utilize this and share this with others to help them grow. That's really what it's all about, right, guys? And so I had the chance to revisit that, and that made it all make sense. And so, yeah, I can't wait to be able to share that with the folks here in the industry, and hope it makes a difference for those that really need that extra care to impact their total performance. And yeah, so that's what it's all about. Then I'm going to pair that up with my virtual F&I courseware, interactive courseware. So we give them everything that we can to really help make a difference And then that 2-day boot camp coming back.
Okay.
I think that's
a winner
as well.
That's a winner.
Yeah.
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 I know a location here in Jersey where would be a great spot for that boot camp, Becky, for that 2-day boot camp. I bet you we get a lot of interest here.
I got to tell you, my boot camps were famous. They were fantastic, famous. And the reason why was because it was real world. People got a chance to talk, right? It wasn't me talk. It wasn't me a talking head. It was interactive and fun. I mean, we just got into the weeds. Made a big difference. And so hopefully I can bring that back and we can charge up and just get ready for 2025.
Sarah, I think it goes back to the saying, I think it was Zig Ziglar who said, you can get anything in life that you want if you're willing to help other people get what they want. All right.
Yeah.
And that's what Becky does. And that's what she has made a career of doing. And Sarah, in a way, kind of what, you're doing as well with the Fixed Ops Roundtable, by shining a bright light on the people in our industry, Sarah.
And it's been amazing to see all of the ways that Becky has flourished. And Becky, congratulations again on your new opportunity. This is incredible. I can't wait to see how this continues to evolve. And Ted, you're right. I mean, there's so many, going from 1 day to now 4 days, and all of the different lives that are impacted by getting to watch this and participate in it. It's just incredible to see all of the collaboration between everybody. Tony
Owens has it right, Becky. He says no jive in 25.
No jive in 25. He knows. I've been posting up, about the event here tonight on Facebook, and for the rest of the folks, I mean, it's time to get back, in the trenches. It's time to get back to the basics, the F&I fundamentals. Sometimes it's just like, we got to take a good look in the mirror, right? And we got to finally say, hey, are we really happy with what we've got? I mean, are we? And, what we can do to make a difference in our career. And, if we don't like what we've got, we can change it. We can make a difference. And if you don't mind me sharing a story, and I promise I'm going to try not to be too long-winded on this, but I want to remind everyone that we can't buy into complacency. We got to quit it. We got to stop it. And by that I mean so I have an F&I person that I hired at a previous dealership, and he come in 6 weeks in F&I, and he mastered the F&I role pretty darn quickly. I call him an F&I savant, but what he's doing is that he's actually implementing these best practices verbatim. And it has made a world of difference. It went from I don't know, $1,500 to $2,500 or over $2,000. He's in a Ford, transitioned to a Ford and Honda dealership where they were happy with $1,000 per car. He went in there and absolutely in a month time killed it at $2,500 per car. And I got to tell you, the reason why is because it's not magic. He's implementing these best practices. He's doing what others won't do. So if I can encourage Taylor to understand, to listen to this, can you imagine the conversation that's happening between that GM and corporate office? We've been buying into this $1,000 PVR for a year. Here comes this F&I person, God knows where from, and he comes in immediately.
Sure, changes the paradigm.
Yeah. $500 per car.
Christine Farnan, I think Becky's going to crush it with this F&I boot camp, Christine. So I know you and I are going to help support her with that.
Well,
our dear friend Christine Farnan, Becky, from upstate New York.
Yes, Christine Farnan. She is a terrific friend, and I respect her so much. And I want to thank you, Christine, for always being on my side. She's always been there for me. She's my support sister.
All right. So Trevor Shannon is going to be joining us next week on Thursday, Sarah, and Vanessa at Bozard Ford Lincoln in St. Augustine. Tony Owens is going to be there as well. We have got a lot of people coming to that. David Reinecke, Sarah called me today, and he's got his tickets. He will be at Bozard for the pop-up next Thursday. And I know the Dynatron company, Trevor, is going to have a big presence. I spoke with Maureen over the weekend, and she will be there. She's bringing some big-time vice presidents from Ford Motor Company in for that. I think the following morning on Friday, they're going to be there. But anyway, if you're in Northern Florida next week, everybody, on Thursday, the 12th of December, join us at Bozard Ford for the pop-up event. It starts at 8 a.m., and that's going to be a lot of fun. And Tony Owens, I know, yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing you there too, my friend. And Vanessa, I heard that Santa is going to make an appearance on at least one of the panels. So
Yes, I heard that too, and I am so excited. It's going to be awesome.
And Sarah, in case those don't know, tell us about this event that's coming up in January that you're all dressed up for, the which I think Vanessa will be dressed up soon for too, and probably Becky too, because she likes to dress up.
I like to dress up.
Well, everyone, we are so excited for our Route 66 road trip. It's coming up January 20th through the 23rd. You can get your tickets now at fixedopsroundtable.com. And please participate in the theme. We love it when you dress up. As you can see, we are getting into this theme this time around, like we do at all of our events. But this one is going to be really fun, Ted.
Yeah, I could tell. It took some time for me to come around to it, but Becky, this one's going to be unique, the Route 66 road trip. We've never done something like this before.
I think that's pretty unique. I don't know who came up with that one for you, Ted. Did you come up with that?
Not me. No, of course not.
No, I like it. I like it a lot. I think Sarah looks fantastic. I love the pink. I love the bow tie look. I think it's amazing. I'm picking a cap for myself.
I just ordered a ball cap. It just came in Route 66 themed. So
See?
Lots of things.
I was already seeing it on you. That's what happened.
Super excited.
Great for you, Miss Vanessa. That's great. I think you're going to look marvelous. I love the whole idea.
Everybody, if you want to reach Becky Chernek, she's very accessible on social media, on LinkedIn and on Facebook and on Instagram as well. And Becky, congratulations, and looking forward to being a part of a lot of what you have coming up here in 25.
Well, thank you guys. And I really do appreciate this coming into December. I know more and more dealers are sitting back thinking about and planning what's happening for 2025. And I got to tell you, let's make sure that you plan good and look at ways to really impact your sales and your profits on the desk in F&I and in service.
All right. Everybody, we'll see you Wednesday night. We'll be back live here with Don Brady. And Katrina is going to be back joining us as well. And then next Monday, we have another big show coming up. Then we're off to the pop-up. And then we got the big holiday show coming up 2 weeks from tonight. And you're not going to want to miss that. We got some great names, Becky Chernek, coming up on that show as well.
Got my same hand.
All right. On behalf of Becky and Sarah and Vanessa, I'm Ted Ings. And we'll see you all on Wednesday night at 8 p.m. right back here.